All right, guys. Welcome back to another installment of Ellyn with a Y goes live Tuesdays at 10. Thank you so much for joining us this week. I am so excited to come to you live this week. It has been a fun and busy and friend-filled weekend, and I am so excited to continue the friend-filled week because I have two really good friends of mine, Aly Mackler and Jordan Quimby. Aly Mackler Quimby? Aly Quimby?
Not legally yet.
Not legally yet. Really good friends of mine on the show today. Hello to all of you. Thank you so much for joining the show. As you know, I'm always really grateful to be able to bring this show to you live and just starting it off with songs to get everybody excited. So what to talk about this week? Well, I mean, news breaks every Tuesday, as we know, because the pop culture gods have blessed me. And I just seem to be really fortunate to benefit from that. However, like the news today is a little bit sad. So Wendy Williams today on her show, which I am a huge Wendy watcher, huge fan. If I am ever at home at 10 o'clock on a weekday, best believe I'm getting my information from my girl Wendy. Another Jersey girl.
Yes.
And so she went on the show today and she was like really teary. So she's been going through a lot, like if everybody remembers when she fainted. She fainted on her show, guys. So she went on, she fainted. She's been suffering from her Graves' disease. So she's been off and on the show. She's had a lot of celebrity like guests host for her. And today she went on the show and was very teary-eyed and explaining how she has been living in a sober living house. I guess it has something to do with her past issue with drug abuse with cocaine. It's really sad. She was very upset. She was explaining how she kind of like lives her daily life, goes to her meetings and does, what she has to do. But then at the end of the day, her sober coach takes her back to her sober living facility somewhere in the tri-state area. She kept saying tri-state area like over and over again. I'm like, girl, we know it's in Jersey. Calm down. But like you're really not gonna like you're from Jersey, you live in Jersey. It's not like you're gonna go to sober living in New York. So, but I just like my immediate reaction, like at first, is like the rest of us, like we all have a knee jerk to just go a little salacious. But I actually then was like, I want to know the who, what, where, when, why, how long, how often, what was she doing? But then actually, I kind of had a thought, like, I wish that we would all just, instead of feeling that way, just kind of like send her love and send her, positive vibes and good feelings, because it seems like she is someone who's already seeking out help and somebody who is trying to, just get on a good path. And I think we should just send her love and like send her as a society, like a collective hug. And then maybe she'll come out and do a whole episode where she tells us all the sordid details and I can have the tea and eat my popcorn. But like my initial reaction should always be to like send love and positivity to someone. So I love Wendy. I want to send out positive vibes. Let's all send some positive vibes Wendy's way, and hopefully she is doing okay. And I hope that she stays with her show. And if not, you can call me. Never want to miss an opportunity. Moving on to follow up to the college cheating scandal. There's been a lot of backlash. There's been a lot of people like getting like kicked out of college. There's been a lot of drama with, obviously like the celebrities that you see in front of you, Felicity Huffman, Lori Loughlin, whose kids are now being removed from school. So the follow-up is that some kids at USC are even not being allowed to enroll in their classes next semester before their instructors and deans essentially are determining how culpable they were in the whole experience. I think it's very interesting. I don't really know why I'm so floored by this. I feel like everyone around me is like, why are you shocked? Like how are you surprised? But I just don't know what it is about the whole situation. I guess like college was just like so esteemed when I was growing up. I'm a first generation college student, so going to college, graduating from college was a really big deal. And I think it was just like revered in my household. And so it's really hard for me to think about the fact that it's just not been fair all these years to a lot of people. I was out this weekend, and I know my roommate has heard this story, and other people who have seen me in the last 72 hours have heard this story. But everyone else that's watching, buckle up. So I'm going to tell the abbreviated version because it's really frustrating and upsetting. But I did happen to encounter an individual out this weekend who felt comfortable enough to share that his family had donated a substantial amount to a certain university, and that after he had previously been denied admittance, that's how he got in to the university. He admitted this to my face. I was like, how does he feel so comfortable to share this? Like, who else is he sharing this with? And also, who else is he sharing it with that's not having the reaction that I'm having, which is like, what the heck? No, stop. I was so just distraught by that. And like, yes, it's like the classic donate a library, get in. Like, that's kind of what all went down. But then he started talking about how he thinks that because he could pay full tuition for his ride to college, that that should count for extra GPA points. I was like, that is some rampant white privilege if I ever heard it. I don't think I've ever encountered that, just putting it out there. I was in shock. I talked about it. I couldn't stop asking him questions, and I felt like a reporter. I was like, off the record, on the record, can you please continue to tell me about your life story? I was like, your family owns how many acres, where? So I couldn't stop. I was in shock. I don't know if anyone else feels blindsided by this cheating scandal. I may be the only one. I got into college of my own fruition. My friends here as well did. So this is just a hot button topic that I'm not really sure if I'm over. Although what I do find funny about the whole thing is that Jordan Woods is back at home, thank God. And you know what? Good for me. I didn't even go to college. She's just thank God I am out of this drama in this world. So that's the what's what on the college cheating scandal. And I have a little tidbit about something that I noticed is a recurring thing. Every weekend on Sundays, Kanye West hosts a service. It's a musical service that's preceded by some other kind of religious service. And I'm starting to notice a trend. A lot of celebrities are going to it. It's private. I've been reading a couple of articles here and there sporadically because there's not a lot of coverage that I've found yet. And people are signing NDAs to go to this. The location changes every time. It's spiritual retellings of his own songs. I watched a video of a spiritual choir singing a remixed version of Poopity Scoopity. I kid you not. You cannot make this up. The videos are on the internet to prove it. So I'm just a little I think I'm throwing it out there conspiracy theory, and I think we're going to be able to continue to watch this as the time goes by. My conspiracy theory is that Kanye is starting a cult. And I think that we're going to have to follow this. I think that we may need to just check back with each other every week. I think anyone that is susceptible should just steer clear of it, no matter how glitzy and glamoury it is. There's just something about, it's a weekly occurrence. It's celebrity driven. It's religious, but it's not. But it's his music. I'm also all these people that are attending. Busy Phillips was there with her kids, and Paris Jackson was there, and I don't know if you guys have been watching any of the cult stuff that's going on. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Poopity Scoopity. Yes, Antoine. Yes. I think that I've been following along and watching all these cults. I watched the Wild Wild Country, and I don't know. I think we may be seeing the beginning of a future cult forming, and I'm just gonna say it here so that if and when that actually does come to fruition, I have evidence that we've been observing it for a long time now. I've got it on tape. I'm like, Kanye, I see what you're doing. Where's my invite? No, just kidding. I don't want to be in the cult. But if you sent an invitation, I might go to an info session. But so that's just like my let's like what to watch, like let's like what cults to watch out for. I think we're just gonna have to like let that one simmer on the back burner and see how that develops. So moving right along to one of my favorite segments, what to watch. As you know, I am a power watcher, a power binger. It is my hobby and my passion in life to consume as much television and programming and films as possible. It is my joy. And because of that, I want to bring something to you. And because I am inspired by the individuals joining me on the show today, they are my friends from college. So I would like to tell everyone to watch a show that I enjoyed thoroughly, Friends from College on Netflix. Friends from College on Netflix is so hilarious. It has 2 seasons. I am devastated that it was canceled, but also not entirely sure that it could have gone on forever. It is so funny. You've got Keegan-Michael Key, Colby Smollett, Fred Savage, hashtag Wonder Years. If you don't know, I mean, go to Wonder Years first and then like come back around to Friends from College. Sign the petition to reboot. I mean, I'm signing. I would be down to sign it. It wouldn't be the first petition that I signed to bring a show back. And who else is on? Oh, Billy Eichner. Billy Eichner, like from Billy on the Street. Again, if you haven't seen Billy on the Street, so now you need to watch Billy on the Street. You need to watch Wonder Years and then watch my recommendation for what to watch, Friends from College. It's hilarious. It follows a group of friends many years after they graduated college and where their lives round up, and it is so funny. There is one episode in the first season that shows them at vineyards in Long Island, and I was just like screaming, crying, laughing, watching it alone by myself. So if I could recommend it, Friends from College on Netflix. Season 2 just came out. I can't recommend it more. And so that brings us to our food for thought segment of the show, which I have an update from last week's segment. So last week we talked about like the messiness of engagements, and I won't go into full depth about it, but essentially if you just like choose to take a more dark humor approach to what an engagement is, it could be perceived as a little bit shady, the amount of like lying and financial fund diverting that goes on. Now, I think engagements are amazing, and I participated in one of my best friends' engagement, and I actually then subsequently married them. So I'm so pro engagement and marriage and love. Great. But there is a little bit of a shadiness to it. Anyway, my aunt sent me this article that she saw that had something to do with financial infidelity, which is this whole thing about like couples who are hiding money from each other and like funneling money into different accounts and hiding things from each other. Like, there's clearly more to it, so I just feel as though that, again, this is like another topic that's not going to fully go away because I'm going to just keep adding like levels of proof to it. Like, there is a definite dark side to engagements. But my real food for thought is a very quick bit about living with an animal, with a pet. My roommate knows how I feel about this. So living with a pet. When you live in like a dog, okay, with a dog. So when you go out on the street to walk your dog, your dog's paws are touching the bare ground where disgusting germs, feces, vomit. I live in New York City, so like it's pretty gross out there. But literally the most disgusting things are on the streets of New York, right? And so people are out there like walking their dogs with no booties. Now, I've seen some people have booties, and I think it's really, really great idea because like I put shoes on to walk outside. Why not put shoes on my dog, right? So like there's all this grotesque stuff on the ground. You're not protecting your dog's paws. Then you come back in the apartment and your dog's all over you. You're taking cute pics for your Instagram that you opened for them, and they're laying on you, and you're on your couch, and then you go into your bed, and all of the floor of New York is also all over your belongings and your face in your home. So I just feel as though there is a need or a PSA for us to say everyone should put booties on their dogs. I was talking to my friend Carolyn at work today, and she was saying how she also believes that you shouldn't even wear like your outside clothes inside. And I kind of agree. Like I change out of my work clothes very quickly into sweats, and I just like being comfortable. But I just thought it was really funny, the idea that like she was saying, like, you could sit on a subway and, like, somebody who may not, have a home may have just been sitting there and got off the stop before you, and all the mist that's all over them and the fact that they haven't showered. Now you're sitting there, and now you're in your home, and now you're laying in your bed. Like, these are just some of the thoughts that run through my mind. I don't know, maybe there's, like, pet safe foot wipes or something, but I've just noticed, like, a handful of people in my building actually do have booties, and I think that that's, like, good on ya. And hopefully they can influence the other people in the building that have dogs. I don't even have a dog, so I really don't really have, like, what is it, like, a dog in this fight. I'm not really, like, involved in this, but somebody go start that business, sell it on Etsy, you'll make $1 million. Go on Shark Tank. It's great. I'm not saying your dog's not clean. I'm just saying that, like, beware. So that is our food for thought segment, and I am so excited because that then brings me to the main event. Some of you have been seeing my promotions this week. My darling friends from college are here, and this is very exciting because it is the first couple we have ever had on the show, and we are now going to attempt to fit 3 people in a vertical video. So stay with us as we bring on Aly Mackler and Jordan Quimby.
Hi, friends.
There you go. Hi, friends. Here we are. Yes, all together. Thank you.
Hello, friends.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks,
Everyone behind the camera,
Sarah.
Sarah. Thank you. So, Aly and Jordan, because I've been talking this whole time, why don't you tell everyone how we know each other?
You want me to start?
Go ahead.
Well, I did meet Ellyn before you, I guess.
That's true.
So, freshman year of college, Ellyn and I actually lived next door to each other, so we're kind of like roommates, like through the wall. Like you can knock and like say like goodnight and stuff. And like I'm going to get food, like different knocks.
Yeah, there were. There was different knocks. I told them, I was like, if there's ever like an aggressive, scary pounding, come save me.
Yeah, this is true. You did say that. That fades into Red Caps, which we all were in.
Which is an orientation group in college. So a lot of colleges have like orientation groups that take care of the freshmen coming in, and we handle their like helping them figure out their classes and walk them around campus, and that's really where we all became like very close friends.
Yeah.
But that's really where your story begins.
Indeed.
So Aly and Jordan met in Red Caps. Aly, you were a year older than Jordan in school. Go. Tell us the story. Tell us how that spark flew.
All right. Well, it started with, I was already Red Cap first year. You guys came in.
We were the newbies.
You guys were newbies.
We were so excited.
This kid just wore a hat all the time. His eyes were always like this big. Everyone thought he was stoned all the time.
It was not.
Nope.
And for every program, we do a dance. We do a welcome program. We like storm the stage, and we do a choreographed routine.
In our first episode, Antoine was on.
Antoine.
He was Duende, and he was the one who taught us our dances. So if you missed that episode, that's episode 1.
Yeah, episode 1. You can go back to that.
Go back.
Give it a watch.
Come back.
Come back here. So Jordan and I were our heights matched up, so we became dance partners.
DP.
Only,
we were DPs.
That's like the only reason that it happened.
And
but it's
if
funny.
Darren, I don't know if
It's like
Darren Duncan
chance.
is watching right now, but he was also your roommate during orientation, so I was already friends with him, so I'd always come by, and then you were always hanging out there, and
that's how it started.
And that was
Just
it.
built from there.
Just built from there.
And so what I think is really interesting is that you guys started dating at a young age in college, and you really became like very quick friends, best friends that you guys just got married in September.
Yay.
Married. You're adults.
We're adults.
It's true.
You own a car together.
Yes,
It's
we
true,
do.
we do. That's
Yeah.
We signed a car
Financial
together.
investment.
We own an asset.
Don't siphon any funds
Didn't
away
even-
from each other.
Now it's all one fund.
It's all one.
So how do you explain how you went from like best friends to having an adult relationship that sustains?
9.5 years later.
9.5 years later? Oh, they're so
It's been a long
cute.
time.
Everything in life is really about finding a balance, and you have to have a give and take with people, especially people that you end up living with. It's very important. If you don't live together before you get married, I feel sorry for you because you're in for a surprise.
You're in for a surprise.
You could live with your best friend and have issues that you weren't aware of.
We have our own
Yeah.
independent lives.
Yes.
We
yes,
still do
I
everything
love that.
together.
In it with you. But then, like, there's also something really cool about the fact that you guys, like, do have individual interests. So, for example, Aly loves Harry Potter.
Who doesn't? Honestly.
Jordan.
He likes it.
He likes it.
He
doesn't
likes
love
it. He's not.
He's along for the
into
ride.
it.
He's into it.
Over the years, I've been. It's like, what's the thing with the frog and the hot water, and you turn up the temperature, and you don't know they're getting boiled.
You've just been like,
Oh my god, that's like such a dark turn.
you have like Stockholm syndrome. You're like, I'm just here for it, I guess. I'm happy with it.
No, but then you like it.
And you like it because you started watching it because Aly likes it, and you wanted to share something with her.
Yeah.
And now you like Game of Thrones, and Aly is like less inclined, but not anti.
I'm not
She's
anti.
seen some of it.
I've seen
It's
a
like,
little
you
bit.
know, when you're in a one bedroom in New York and you have one TV, you kind of want
Have
to
to
watch
watch
the
the
same
same
things a
things.
lot. So
But you were so down that Jordan actually walked down the aisle at your wedding to Game of Thrones soundtrack.
That's because I love the theme song.
Yeah.
And the string trio that we hired for the wedding, that was on their like song samples.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, I was like, we have to hire them.
So I think that something that we share and have in common about being in Red Caps and being a part of a community, I think that helped foster a really healthy relationship between you guys, but
For sure.
also helped foster like a really special relationship between all of us that did Red Caps. I think
Yeah.
a lot of us always say, you know, from the inside you can't explain it, from the outside you can't understand it. And I think having that deep sense of belonging and that sense of community is really important at a young age, because we were 19.
Yeah.
yeah.
19, 20,
20,
when we all started that, and feeling like you were a part of a group that supported you. Aly, like, you were like the biggest Red Caps cheerleader. Jordan, you were like part of the leadership team of Red Caps. Like, what about that kind of community and that kind of that what did that establish in you? Why did you feel so tied to it and connected to it?
There's several factors. I mean, it is crazy when you think about it was like 2 to 3 weeks like that we were actually in it together, like
Yeah.
24 hours a day. And it's so rare to have something where you're in a bubble like that, where you're literally like, you're like not even like calling family or friends at that point. Like
It's just
you
like The Bachelor,
probably would, but,
actually.
like,
No
if I
friends.
think
It's
about
like-
it,
You don't
it's
talk to
kind of-
anyone
It's
else.
literally like that or
you're
Big
like
Brother.
separate,
Yeah.
like, and we
Yeah.
were so busy, like
Yeah.
we didn't have like much of a choice, and like being forced in that situation, it just like, I don't know, made such strong bonds with people around you, because you need to work off each other.
Yeah.
You need someone to have your back, and
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was like, I always refer back to this, but do you remember the year that I can't remember his name, but he came and he did the color personality?
Oh, yes, I
Oh,
talk
That's,
about
yeah.
that's what
I
always
talk about this
think
all
about.
the time. The color so there's
Yes.
4 colors to personality: gold, orange, green, and blue. And there's different markers and indicators for each of those. And we all became like very obsessed with, what is your color? And like, oh, what was Darren? Darren was gold. Darren,
Darren
you're
was gold.
such
He
a
was a
gold.
gold.
Such a gold.
Such a gold. And we
New
used
York
to
made
say
him
that.
so much more orange.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
yeah.
No,
Orange
but-
is more like outgoing and like
Yeah.
risk taker, and gold is like a little bit more type A.
Yeah, and I think it kind of like, at least for me, it kind of showed like, these are the reasons why someone is the way they are, and when you learn why someone is like who they are, it
Yeah.
kind of brings you,
It's
you
kind of-
understand
yeah.
people a lot better.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you understand everything.
a really like fast way to get to know someone really quickly, in like a very much more in-depth way than you otherwise would, and it's kind of like you're walking a mile in their shoes within 5 minutes, like
Yeah.
in that setting.
That's a
Yeah.
really good. That's like,
That's
you know,
a good
like
one.
empathetic. You
Yeah.
know, like we really got to know each
Yeah.
other on like a deeper level than like I think most people do in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
Which leads me into a really fun Red Cappy style activity.
Love a red cap game.
Love a game.
Ooh.
We love a game. And something that's going to tell us a little bit more about you guys. So we're going to play Would You Rather? Woohoo! For everyone that is watching and following along, comment what you would rather do. So the first one is, would you rather only be able to take pictures to save a moment, or only be able to take video that you can't screenshot?
Ooh.
So like in your home, you've got like either video playing or just pictures. Like, which would you rather?
I would have to go with video.
Video?
Mhm.
I mean,
You
you do
go with-
work.
Because
in
I work.
TV.
I do work.
She
in
works at
video.
CBS. She works in video.
Then
Kind of a big deal.
I mean, it makes sense. I would go with photos because I work in print and advertising.
He's
and
also kind of a big deal. He works in print and
capture a
advertising
moment.
on very famous campaigns and really fun creative projects.
Stop.
Stop it.
But keep going.
Look at you.
Also, all graduates of the University of Hartford got in fair and square.
Sure did. Still paying off student loans.
Yeah.
Still paying it off.
The bank would be happy to tell you that we didn't cheat our way
Okay, so you would go video, you would go picture.
in. Yeah.
I feel like I would go video as well.
Yeah.
I would like to be able to see more of the moment.
Yeah. It's like the wedding. The photos were
But
beautiful, but
sometimes
something about the video just
I
makes
know.
it like,
But
ugh.
sometimes there's something about just like the perfectly captured photo that just
Timelessness of a photo.
Yes.
Yeah, I
just
get that.
encapsulates
I get it.
everything, and you have the memory, and the video doesn't pollute. Like, oh, I stuttered. I didn't know I stuttered when I was giving my speech or something. You know, like
Wait, that's
There's
a really
no
good
point.
point.
memory pollution. Like, I have a perfect memory,
Memory
and I'm not
pollution.
gonna.
I've never heard that phrase
I
before.
think I just made it up.
That's a really but that's like a really because you know how sometimes like you remember something but you don't remember it like
Exactly.
or you
Yeah.
see it through a
Yeah.
different light. Yeah.
And then you watch it, and you're like,
Oh.
oh man, I'm an idiot.
People are saying, Jordan, you're so poetic. Photos, pictures for sure, pictures, video. Okay, love it, love it. So it's kind of split. Everyone's kind of like,
Yeah.
you have a very, very fair point though. I feel maybe I'm convinced. Okay, so our next question for the game is, would you rather only wear sweats or only wear dressy clothes? Like being dressed up. What would you rather?
Oh man.
And give us the psychology behind it.
I mean, as much as I love my sweatpants, I might have to go with dressy. Because I feel like if
Nice.
I only wore sweats, I feel like a slob all the time. As much as I love my sweatpants.
Yeah.
I struggle because I don't want to be sweating at the gym in like a suit.
The 3-piece tux.
In your vest.
Oh my god, my
I
mom
don't
goes,
know. I think
sweats
I'm
look
going
great now.
sweats.
There she's
Yeah,
with you.
sweats
Yeah,
do look
sweats.
great now.
I'm
Sweats.
with my mom.
I would go sweats as well. I am a hardcore lounger. You know, I love to be in sweats. I sleep
Yeah.
in certain type of sweats. I go out in public in another type of sweats. When athleisure came around, I leaned in all the way. So I think that we are sweats, dressy.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So Aly, you're
I'm
gonna have to
already-
go out to the
I'm-
world for us.
I'm
You're gonna
already-
be in the
I'm
house.
already missing my
You get to
sweatpants.
answer that.
Sweats.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
No, me too. Within 10 minutes of walking in the door, usually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, same. Thank you all for playing the game. We're going to do just a very quick, as you guys know, at the end of every show, we do a very quick Noah Centineo news update because Centineo rhymes with Paleo. And there's no other way to let him know that I'm out here other than to just continue to speak into the void and one day he'll answer back. So they picked up To All the Boys I Loved Before for a second film. So there's 3 books in the Jenny Han series. And what is going on is that they are all making their way back to Vancouver to film. So they're all getting back together. They are all in each other's Instagram stories again. How can I concentrate on anything else other than updates about this movie that I'll now have to wait probably like a year and a half for it to go to Netflix?
Probably.
So sad. But I'll be here for it watching, and I'll probably have a party to watch it. Actually, I probably won't have a party to watch it because I'll probably want to watch it by myself
Solo
first.
activity.
Yeah, I want to watch it by myself.
In the sweats.
Yeah, in my
sweats.
sweats. Fully enjoy it, and then I'll invite others in if I can like temper my excitement. Because if I can't act like a normal person watching it, I don't want others to see it. So that is my Noah Centineo news update. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for watching the show. Don't forget to like it, subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment, let me know what you're thinking about the show. I appreciate you coming and watching this. I appreciate you guys coming on to this
We
show.
appreciate you.
Thank you. And I just really believe that it's important that we send a little love and send a little joy out into the world, and that's what this is. This is us having fun.
Carly just noticed the Jonathan
Oh
share.
wait, let's shout it out.
Everyone,
Everyone,
if you're
wait,
not
before-
watching, God.
No, before
Oh.
we're over.
Oh yeah, if you're not watching the new season of Queer Eye, get to it.
Get on it.
Get on it.
Jonathan Van
Own it,
Ness.
George.
There you go. So send some love out into the world, just like Jonathan says, just like we say, and have a little bit more joy out there and laughter because we could all use it. Thank you all for watching. Bye.